Yes guys, this is David, welcome to Btekt. This one's sponsored by Direct Mobiles. Go and check out the best mobile deals at directmobiles.co.uk. So if you're looking for a reasonably priced phone, say less than 300 quid, then you really have got a lot of options at the moment, with the different manufacturers offering devices that usually have impressive performance in one or two areas. Some will offer excellent camera tech for the price, whilst others might be more focused on gaming or even ruggedness. But when it comes to Motorola's G8 Power, as the name suggests, its selling point is its battery performance. And Motorola don't hide that fact, proudly stating on the box that you will get up to 3 days of battery life from its 5000 mAh battery. Right now you can pick up the G8 Power for about £220, and to juice up that massive battery quickly, it also supports 15-watt turbo power as they call it, or 15-watt fast charging, although you do get an 18-watt fast charger in the box. It comes packed with a Snapdragon 665, an 11nm chip introduced by Qualcomm in early 2019. It features 4 efficiency cores running at 1.8 GHz and 4 performance cores with a 2 GHz max clock speed. This gives the device reasonable performance. It's no speed demon, but then again this is optimized for endurance. 4 gigs of DDR4 RAM and 128 gigs of memory round off the package. It all doesn't sound too exciting, but it serves the handset perfectly well. And actually, I quite like this phone, a lot more than I thought I would. The screen is a 6.4-inch LCD display, 1080 by 2300, and with a screen density of 399 ppi. It's cut with a punch hole in the top left corner, which is relatively small and unobtrusive. Comes in a 19 by 9 aspect ratio, and for the money, it's not a bad display at all. To add to that, what probably is my favourite feature here is this phone has stereo speakers. It's very rare to find stereo in a budget phone. Perhaps a bit less rare, but just as welcome is the inclusion of a headphone jack, although you don't get any headphones in the box, which seems a little bit mean. What is included, however, is a soft case to protect your new purchase from day one. Why every phone doesn't come with one of these is beyond me, and of course the 18-watt charger and a USB Type-C cable. With a half-decent screen, good sound, a massive battery and a headphone jack, all this makes this a really good device to take with you whilst you are travelling. Well, at least when things get back to normal, or whatever the new normal is. Motorola have equipped the G8 Power with a quad camera system. We get the 16 megapixel main, 2 megapixel macro, 8 megapixel ultra wide and an 8 megapixel telephoto. I haven't been overly impressed by the camera, but then again, that's not really what you buy this phone for. Although, having said that, the front camera is actually quite good. It's a 16 megapixel unit with an f2.0 lens, but it does use pixel binning to give you a 4 megapixel shot. And I quite enjoy using the macro lens as well. It focuses closer than many lenses of this type, as close as 2 centimeters. It's a bit of a shame that it's just 2 megapixels, but I'm quite happy with the results. You can shoot video at up to 4K 30 frames per second. Again, here the performance isn't really remarkable, and for me I find the colours overall for both photo and video to be slightly muted, and the dynamic range isn't the best that I've seen in any phone, even in this price range. If you are looking for something in this price and you want the best pictures, then I would recommend checking out the Realme 6 series. I've done some videos on those as well, go and check them out in the links below. But no, this phone is more of a media machine on the cheap. I didn't mention that those stereo speakers are tuned by Dolby to get the very best out of them, and they do sound reasonably good. When it comes to the software, the Android 10 base UI is very close to stock with just a few of Motorola's touches here and there. One feature I like is Peek Display, giving you a peek inside apps from your lock screen. You can even scroll through and send replies. Swipe down twice on the home screen and you'll get the usual quick access buttons that can be customized. Get access to Bluetooth, mobile data, as well as the battery saving options. I did notice that the performance does take quite a bit of a hit if you have battery saving mode on. As to save power, it will limit the use of the processor, as it will on any other phone. But I feel that I've noticed the drop in performance more than usual with this one. But you could say that the huge 5000 mAh battery makes up for it, and hopefully you won't have to use power save too often. Still in the drop down menu, you might notice that there's no NFC switch here. The Motorola G8 Power does not come with that function. Not the end of the world, but it is something you should be aware of if NFC is something you use a lot. Of course, you get the swipe gesture navigation if you want it. To find it, you have to go into the system settings and tap gestures. You'll find it under the system navigation. You'll find some other shortcuts that you might want to enable in this menu as well. You can swipe down on the fingerprint scanner on the back to get your notifications tray, or set a double press on the power key to either open the assistant or open the camera. Screenshots are taken by swiping the screen with 3 fingers. Fast flashlight activates the torch by a double chopping motion like this. Quick capture lets you open the camera at any time with 2 twists of your wrist. And finally, there is swipe to shrink, putting the phone into one-handed mode by pressing the center of the screen and then swiping down to the corner. One thing that I do like about the design of this phone is that it doesn't really feel that cheap. It does have a nice quality to it and it is comfortable to hold. I feel that the volume rockers are a little bit high on the right hand side, but I like that all the buttons are on the same side. There's also a textured feel to the power button, making it easier to differentiate between the two. Technically, there are better phones out there for a similar price, but that doesn't mean that this isn't excellent value for money, because it is. If you want that battery performance, you might want to spend your money here. Stereo speakers could seal the deal for some people as well. I wouldn't go near this one if you wanted the best possible camera performance for your money. That is unless you are into taking selfies, because they are actually really good. From what I've seen, the front camera is actually better than the rear. You know, budget phones are getting more and more impressive as time goes on, but whatever phone you're after, I definitely recommend checking out the Direct Mobile's website. If you're looking to buy this phone or any other phone on the market, you can compare all of the available deals there with all of the different networks. Plus, with over 24 years of award-winning customer service, you are really looked after. Direct Mobiles are there to find you the best possible price. Their link's in the description below, or just search directmobiles.co.uk. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on social media. I'm David, this is Btekt.